Hi, Gary Chillingworth here for Air Gunner Magazine and Shooting and Country TV. Welcome to the Christmas range. Well, we've got a great video today, all on walking sticks. Sorry, no, shooting sticks. Much requested, and I've really enjoyed getting to grips with them, although I can tell you now, I have an awful lot to learn. We've also got some great news. On Boxing Day at 3 p.m, we are going to be releasing a special video with a very, very special guest. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's a very special guest. We've had a great year. We've done everything from making our own targets to shooting springers, PCPs, to everything. And I couldn't have done it without your help. So I really can't tell you how much I've appreciated all the feedback on Facebook, in the comments, the emails, the fact that I've got to meet some of you. It has been truly wonderful. So thank you so much for all of the support all year long. So that's enough of me waffling about stuff. Let's go on with some playing with some shooting sticks and let's have some fun. Welcome to Life at the Range. Okay, so what is a shooting stick? This, be honest with you, is a walking stick. It's my walking stick. It's a stick I use when I go out and take the dogs. It's always really handy if you've got to beat away some brush, if you've got to beat away a rampant sheep. It's always good to take a stick out with you, when you go walking. But years ago, the gillies up in Scotland and the hunters, and when they went shooting, realised that if they wanted to shoot something at long distance, we'll just put that there for a sec, they could get relatively stable. But if they had their stick, which, to be honest with you, was much higher, that was even more stable. And thus the shooting stick was born. Initially, it was just a monopod. It was basically just a large walking stick, sometimes with a large V at the top that you could place your barrel in. We've all seen them. I mean, don't know how many of you are as old as me. Remember old Jack Hargreaves in Out of Town years ago? You'd always see him walking along with a walking stick, or I think they called them crofters sticks back then. But that is where the shooting stick come from. But as with everything, wooden walking sticks got replaced. And then you had something like this, a monopod, collapsible. Really should have thought about undoing this before we started. So basically, it can go up and down, and so it can be adjusted for height. So they can basically sell them to people who are 5'2", like Dave Ramshead, or people who are like 6'7", like Dave Barnum. But what you could do is you could adjust your monopod for what you wanted, and whether or not you wanted to shoot high and low. So you stick your monopod in the ground, stick your rifle on top, take a nice stance, preferably not wearing Crocs. And I've had a lot of comments about me Crocs. And there you go, stability. But then you can see how much movement back and forward I've got. It's way more stable than just freestanding, but it's not particularly stable. But with skill, which I have very little, you can learn to shoot incredibly accurately with these, with some very big caliber rifles. But then you have the modern shooting stick, something like the Primos Gen 2. Back in a sec. Here we have the Primos Gen 2. We just undo it at the bottom. And as you can see, this has a trigger. So you hold it like that, undo the trigger, or press the trigger, and now, see, this is brand new, it's not completely loosened up yet. And here you have your shooting stick. Press the trigger in, go down, go up, go left, go right. It will pretty much go whatever way you want. So we're looking at a target down there of 15 mil, 25 yards. Okay, that's fractionally too high. Just pull my trigger. There we go, we're on there. We'll load up, get a good stance, and there we go. Nice kill target. I can stand here if I'm hunting. Not that I do hunt, but if I was, and I can look around, keeping the barrel pointed roughly where I needed to go. Instead of having to hold a heavy gun, reduces fatigue. So a shooting stick is an incredibly good thing to have. Now this particular one, as I said, is a Primos Gen 2. And we got it from those wonderful people at JS Ramsbottoms. Very much appreciated to them. It was just over £90 delivered. And it's what the vast majority of, well, the people I know who use shooting sticks use. You can get other ones. We'll just use our rotating head. You see that as we move around? This follows us as well. If you want to shoot some big caliber or out at distance, you can actually get a 4-leg sling where you have a front rest and a back rest. And you can even get some where you can clamp the rifle in and you could walk away and just leave the rifle sitting there. Shooting sticks, they've become very, very advanced over the years. But we're going to go through a couple of techniques and show you how to get the best out of them. And then we're going to talk about the new sport, Para HFT, which we're doing at Malden District Airgun Club. So that's a brief overview of the shooting stick. I haven't got my teeth in today. Let's show you how to use them. Okay, so here we have our shooting stick. And as you can see, we have a nice V section at the top, which the rifle goes on. We have the trigger mechanism for going up and down. And then we have the 3 legs, which are operated by the trigger. So how's the configuration? How do you set the trigger, the stick up? You know, basically, where do you put the legs? Do you have it like that if you want to shoot that way? Like that? What I personally like to do, and what I've witnessed a lot of the people who use them do, is they have the 2 rear legs, essentially almost like you're standing there, coming up and down, and then you have the front leg out in front, so that when you're pushing down, that is taking a lot of the weight. That's giving you the stability, and this is giving you the strength. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just come around the back of the camera and we'll show you. Okay, so here we have, say, the trigger mechanism, and the front leg is pointed out at the front with the 2 at the back, giving you stability. So, as we all know, I'm a target shooter, not a hunter. So how do you use the sticks? Do you put the rifle in like that and shoot? In like that? Do you come in close? You stand all the way back? Well, it's a very much a personal thing, but I've spent a bit of time with these now, and the way I've found to get the best out of them is treat them like I would a normal peg that I would shoot in HFT. I use that to hold my glove, or basically I hold my gun, and you see that I'm gripping around there and then placing the rifle in my hand. Because for me, that is a very, very normal position. I'm pushing the rifle. See how easy it is to rotate around. I'm pushing the rifle into my gloved hand. So I'm putting forward pressure on. And that forward pressure is pushing onto the leg. So if I'm looking at a target here, 40 yards down range, I'm holding the crosshairs fairly stable in the middle. Now, I'll be honest with you, it's not as stable as I would be prone. But I think that's because I'm still new to this. And the guys who do it on a regular basis, they're getting far better groups than me. But for me, that is a very stable, a very, very stable position. Now, the rifle we're using on this is quite a long HFT 500 with a Zeiss Conquest 4 scope. Absolutely amazing piece of kit. But what I have found, what I have found is shorter rifles where you can actually come up closer. Shorter rifles like the BSA Gold Star and the HW100. I found that the shorter rifles, for me, I get better control. This, absolutely rock solid, up and down. But I do get a fair amount of wobble left and right, unless I'm really thinking about what I'm doing. With the shorter rifle, I'm in close, I'm using a slightly different stance, and I'm not getting as much wobble left and right. But this is the rub. Some of the people I've spoken to have said that they prefer a longer, heavier rifle as it gives them better stability, completely contrary to what I find, or what I found. It comes down to get a rifle that fits you and that you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with the rifle, all the rest is going to do is give you better support. So, oh, one thing I forgot. Emily keeps on reminding me, please like, share and subscribe. She's kidnapped my dog and she said I can't have it back until we get at least 100 likes on this video. I miss my dog. So please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification for more videos from Shooting and Country TV and get Clara back to me. That woman's evil. And I missed it thinking about my dog. I want my dog back, Emily. Okay, so what kind of accuracy can we get from our shooting sticks? Well, we've got a target set out at 35 yards. Why I'm not doing it closer, I've got no idea. I always like to make it difficult myself. It's our lovely Spitfire target, made by flopover.co.uk, a perfect gift for all the family. I can assure you, Grandma will love one. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 3 or 4 rounds to the right-hand side of the kill, and then 3 or 4 rounds with a spring gun on the left-hand side of the kill. We're not going for the kill because we just want to show you what kind of groups you can get. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what kind of groups I can get because I've been practicing shooting kills. So again, we've got our wonderful HFT 500 with our Zeiss Conquest 4 scope. So let's put our first pellet down there as a marker, and let's hope we actually hit the entire target. Ooh, okay. Yeah, good idea there, Gary. Wobble into it and stick it really low on the plate, so there's a good chance you're going to miss one. But I suppose it's going to focus the mind. Okay, so gripping the pod. The gun is nicely in the V, slightly pushed forward, tight in the shoulder. Fractionally left, but same height. Again, that was down to wobble, something that I know a lot about. And after Christmas, we'll probably know even more. Well, that was pretty much on top of the other one, well, just slightly low. On top. And this is something also you need to remember, or for me at least, the aim points shooting from sticks for me, because I've got a more upright head, is very different to my pro name points. They're about 0.5 mil higher. It's more akin to shooting from the bench. So that's something to be aware of. If you've got a prone setup and you jump straight onto your sticks, make sure that your zero is the same, certainly if you're going hunting. Again, fractionally low. So we can see, as I said, it's 0.5 mil out, but they were all pretty much going in a fairly straight line because of the up and down. I've worked hard on the left and right, but let's have a go with the spring gun. Here we have my beautiful TX200 Hunter carbine with Optisan CP on top. I'm just going to fire a couple off just to settle the regulator. Do one more. And now we're going to go to the left hand side of the kill. Again, gripping the stick with my hand and resting the gun in the hand. Right. Just remembered I've got a slightly different zero with this rifle than I do with that one. Somebody asked me, are these okay to use with spring guns? What about the recoil? Well, the ghillies up in Scotland use these to shoot 243, 308. Basically they shoot deer with them from hundreds and hundreds of yards away. So you can certainly use a spring gun on them. Well, people who know what they're doing can use a spring gun on them, I can't. The other thing to remember is because it's at this height, when you're actually moving around, don't do what I just did and breathe on your ocular lens. It's a very silly thing to do. Well, it does give it a really nice kind of misty look. Okay, final target. Final target, it's actually not a bad little group. I'm sure I'm going to suck it up with this one. I did say suck it up. Basically, I'm going to suck. And there we go. 35 yards, we've got a group with a spring gun. Probably, I would guess, between 15 and 20 mil. I certainly wouldn't go hunting with this as at the state I am at the moment. But then again, I've only had these for a couple of weeks. And I've probably only put 100 or so rounds through. So there's certainly room for improvement. So now let's talk about why we're going to use these shooting sticks and why I've got them and Para HFT. As some of you may know, in my previous life, before I was a shooter, I did Taekwondo. I'll put a bit of video in here. Yeah, that's true. If I was walking home at night and I was attacked by a vicious piece of 12 by 12 1-inch pine board and I was lucky enough to be wearing my pyjamas, I would be able to defend myself. But the fact is, after doing years and years of Taekwondo, my knees are shot. I've got arthritis in my knees, I've got arthritis in my hips, my elbows are stuffed, my wrists are stuffed. Basically, there's quite a bit of me going wrong. Now, there are some amazing HFT shooters out there, you know, people like Bert Tate and Rex Bennett and people like that who are, you know, they're amazing. They turn up every week. You know, they're far worse off than I am. So I'm certainly not complaining. But I'm very much aware that as I'm getting older, when I go and shoot HFT, being slightly on the rotund side, which I need to do something about, getting up and down from the peg is getting a little bit harder every time I go. And there are plenty of people who want to go out there and shoot, and they just don't want to sit at the bench and just plink targets at 25 yards. They want to go walking around the woods. They want to shoot targets up trees. They want to shoot targets at distance. They want to be part of the HFT community. And at Malden District Airgun Club, we've developed this thing called Para HFT, you know, to honour the Paralympians, the people who do not let adversity get them down. Now, we've got some great Para HFT shooters. And last Sunday, sorry, a couple of Sundays ago, we had our inaugural event. The Para HFT shooters shot with everybody else as just another class. They just shot using sticks. They're coming up with their own set of rules, which hopefully they're going to come up with fairly soon. But essentially, it's HFT, but with no kneeling, standing or prone. Everything is shot from a stick. I'm going to put some video up now of the event. And let me know what you think in the comments below. But I'll tell you what, Para HFT could very well be the way to go to keep us all shooting into our dotage. And if we've got a few limitations that make shooting difficult.
We know where we weren't going. We weren't going in the kill. This is Stuart. So far in his career, he's hit 4 targets. Killed none. Donated them all. We believe in him.
So do I.
He can do it.
I've got every confidence now. Computer says no.
So as we can see, Para HFT, it is HFT just with shooting sticks. Now, one of our initial concerns was, are they going to slow everybody down? Well, no. We put 3 groups of 3 out, all shooting sticks, and right in the middle of all the regular HFT shooters, and at no point did we hold anybody up, you know, because I had a go and thoroughly enjoyed it. So this is a way that we can incorporate anyone who struggles to get up and down into a regular HFT event. Everyone had a great time, and the banter was absolutely amazing. I am so proud of what Malden District has done, and I've been told that also Idle Ferns apparently has a great group of stick shooters as well. So hopefully at some point in the future, we can start arranging some inter-club competitions. So if you're interested in shooting sticks and you can get a few together at your club, let us know. Let me know, drop me an email at lifeattherange@gmail.com or contact Richard Woods at Malden District. And we'll see if we can get a little competition going between us all. Yeah, that's about it. Shooting sticks, it's absolutely great. I strongly recommend get onto JS Ramsbottoms and get yourself a nice set of Primos Gen 2s. You know, it makes sense. Also get some Crocs because they give you great stability when you're standing. The other great thing about our shooting sticks is how versatile they are. If you're in the garden and you just want to have a plink or you're down at the range, drop them nice and low. Oh, that feels nice. Oh, that seat's really wet because it's been sitting outside. Oh, and there you go. You've got a lovely, stable shooting position. Now, you probably couldn't take a chair with you in competition, but then again, why not? That's up to the guys who shoot Para HFT. If you really struggle to stand, we have lightweight collapsible chairs, which a lot of shooters take round to rest in between pegs. So again, why not? That's the beauty of a shooting stick. I'm sitting here and I'm not even gripping the gun, and it's relatively stable. I'm a little bit concerned about doing this. So I'm going to put my hand back on it, but it takes all of the pressure, all of the weight out of shooting. I could quite happily sit here and shoot one-handed. So again, shooting sticks, they're a great invention. Well, thank you so much for joining us at the range today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please have a very Merry Christmas. Look after each other. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you all again in the new year when we're going to be back doing some HFT stuff. And we're actually going to go onto the course and we're going to shoot some targets. Just point out, I do have a very, very wet backside now. So maybe I should have put something down on that chair before I sat down. As ever, thank you so much. Take care. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Ta-da.